Okay, Micol, thank you so much for the time. You're sitting in Italy getting ready for your next fight on March 14th. But first, the big news around the world is the coronavirus, and I know it's been hitting Italy pretty hard. How has it been for you?
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Second, I think that it's affecting people like mass hysteria. Italian people are really bigger and way heavier than it is about people that are actually in danger. Like in hospital, there's people working with people that have viruses, and they can't steal masks from people that are working and helping them because they're not helping them. They're just being selfish. They're just panicking over something they can do nothing about. It's like the masks are not gonna save them. The masks are for people that have the virus to not spread the virus around. So what's the point in stealing from hospitals? What's the point in doing like apocalypse panic attacks in supermarkets and buying all the water? What's the point in being racist and not going to a Chinese restaurant? And the thing that's making me cringe the most is how people are reacting towards Asian people. Like, they don't even know where they are from. Like, kids that were born in Rome are being treated like they're spreading a virus. And it's like, these kids have never been to China. These kids didn't even been to an airport in the last 3 years, and they're being called out for these things, and it's awful. And seriously, like, since I first heard about this whole hysteria, I started going to like sushi and Chinese restaurants even more. And I see that they're empty. And in my favorite restaurants, there's nobody around. And I see the owners being in crisis. In Rome, the best Chinese restaurant just closed because nobody's going there. And I used to go there like every week. And to me, this is just insane. It's just racism masked as panic for an illness that has 0.2 mortality rate, and like a normal flu has like 17,000 cases of death by year. So it's just, I don't know. I feel it's just racism.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what the media has done to the world. And like social media also has done to the world on this whole virus thing. And it's almost like you need to be careful, but you don't need to be too crazy about it, right? And I think that's what people are, like you said, hysteria.
I mean, people weren't panicking this much when there was like Ebola virus, which is way more deadly and dangerous. And people were not panicking because it's like, it's Africa. But Africa's way closer. Like, and there's even more like even human trafficking from Africa. So there's people that are crossing borders without any kind of control. While right now, I can tell you, because like in a month ago, I was in Barcelona and I got like eye scanned at the airport, and there were people in quarantine, and there were like every kind of healthy measurement to protect the spreading of this virus. While with Ebola, that was way more serious. There wasn't such panic attacks, and to me this is crazy. This shows how much people are ignorant and how they use this thing to just be racist.
Definitely. Well, has it affected anything with your training though? Because you're preparing for a fight right now. You're in the middle of a fight camp.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Like, I'm just happy because when I had to do my medicals, there was like a shorter line at the hospital. That's it.
Okay.
I don't care. Like, as long as they're not gonna cancel my fight. Like, there were some guys that were supposed to fight like this weekend, and their fights got canceled because they don't wanna do like events with a lot of people. Like, TV is helping a lot people to panic because they're doing shows where they usually have public, and they're doing it like with closed doors. They're doing soccer. Like, soccer is very big in Italy. And if people don't go to soccer plays, or like if the stadium is empty, people will panic. People will think that's way more serious than it is. So if you keep canceling sports events, if you keep doing TV shows with no public, that's what's going to help people panic. And that's why I'm like, I really hope they're not going to do anything to my flight. I hope the event is still going to go on because I want to show people that everything is fine. It's just fine.
Yeah. It seems like it's getting better though, I
Yeah.
don't, I feel like the next couple of weeks everybody's gonna calm down and it's not gonna be that
But the
serious
thing is that
anymore.
here in Rome, there was one guy that died, and it was like an 86 years old man that already had like lungs problem. After that, there has been 3 cases, and they all healed. So since the people are healing, the panic is reducing a little bit. So that's what I hope, is that day by day, people will heal. They will like reduce the drama about
Mm.
it. They will stop being so Italian about it, and people will stop panic.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it's just the whole. I think it's just the whole world, though. I think it's the world. It's
Yeah.
not even just Italy. It's just everybody around, everywhere, even in other Asian countries. So, yeah, it's gonna get better. So now let's get into your fight career so far. Your last fight, you went to the Contender Series. You faced off with Mallory Martin. Not the result that you wanted, but what were some of the things that you took away from that fight that were some positives?
So, well, I went into that fight with heart. My heart was completely broken. My mind wasn't there. So I went through a really hard camp, and my personal life was just a wreck. So I'm really proud of going through the whole camp, staying focused, being there, trying to showcase the best skills I had at the time. Like, I really put like 110% effort in that fight. So I'm really proud of everything I've done. Not proud of the result, but I don't think I could have done anything better in the situation I was. I was under antibiotic. I had staff. Like, I was physically destroyed, mentally destroyed. My heart was broken. I didn't have my coach, my team from back home, and my friends and coaches at Jackson Wing did everything they could to help me and to make me feel at home. But it was like not the right fight to do experiments, like to be cornered in English for the first time, or having a new coach in my corner, or not having my usual support system behind me. So that's why after that fight I took like 6 months break, try to refocus, try to reground me, and try to feel at home again in my hometown, because I didn't want to come back to Rome. So I came back to Rome. I faced all the bad things I had that I didn't like in my life. I tried to fix them, and I wanted to get ready for another fight. So when the opportunity came, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I can do this.
All right. Well, you're getting ready. You said you took 6 months off. Did you still train a little bit? Did you still go to the
Yes.
gym and?
So after that fight, I was like so depressed and hopeless. And I didn't want to train. I wanted to retire. I didn't want to fight ever again. And my strength and conditioning coach was like, okay, Micol, just lift that weight for me, just once. We'll just keep doing it. And one day maybe you wanna fight again, you're gonna be ready. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And he was like, please do it. So he helped me at least be physically ready. Like, he was pushing me to keep training and to stay in shape. And he was like, if you want to eat, you can eat. If you want to gain weight, you can gain weight, but at least train a little bit. So I kept doing whatever I felt. It was making me feel happy. Like, I kept doing grappling, which is my first love. Then I started doing kickboxing separately in a gym with a lot of people I loved. So piece by piece, I started training again. And when the opportunity came to have another fight, I've tried to apply for a visa to go back to Jackson Wink. My visa is still pending, so I had to get ready in Rome. That was a big challenge, and I'm glad it happened, because I had to face it, and now I feel I'm stronger.
So you just kind of like erased the disk, erased the computer, and then you just kind of like uploaded everything again. Restart, right? Basically, you're
Yeah.
kind of like 2.0 in a way. Like how a lot of people say that.
I feel like I'm 3.0 right now, because I became a 2.0 when I first joined my previous team. Like, I had a first team here in Italy. That's the one that led me to win the world championship in IMAF. And it was a really good team for amateurs. And then we realized it wasn't enough for our pro career. So me and a couple of friends moved and started a new team. And that's the team that helped me arrive to Contender Series. Then I had a massive argument with my coach. We broke up. We decided to split ways, and that's when my 3.0 started. Like, I feel like my 3.0 is starting now. After this fight, I can call myself Micol 3.0, not before. I'm still 2.0. I'm
Okay.
figuring out a way.
All right, all right. Well, you're heading to Barcelona, Spain for this next fight, a title fight. How did it all come together? Was it just your manager just came to you with it, or did you find out about it somehow, some way?
So I was training for Contender Series in Jackson Wing, and my number one drilling partner is Mariona, and she's fighting in the same card. And she told me that she knew the Dana White of Spain, the Spanish Dana White, and it's Fran Montier. And she introduced me to him and talked to him about me and talked to me about him, about the chance of having a fight in Spain. And by that time, Fran was putting together the card for Valkyries, for the first female-only event in Europe. So when I started seeing the banners of this fight, I messaged him and I was like, hey, I really, really want to be on this card. Like, this is a major event in Europe. And I'm really proud of being a female fighter. So I want to showcase how female and how badass I am. So please, please have me on this card. And Fran was like, okay, yeah, for sure. I'll find you a matchup. And it's going to be tough because I had a lot of issues in finding opponents in Europe. But he was like so quick in finding me options of course, to fight. And he found me immediately an opponent. And we got a fight.
Yeah, and there's a belt on the line, which is much better than a regular fight, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, he asked me, like, do you want to fight for the belt? And I was like, oh, 100%. Yes,
right.
I'm ready for that.
All right, your opponent, Elizabeth Rodriguez, she's coming into this fight on a 3-fight winning streak, a lot of momentum. What else can you tell me about her?
I know that she's really tough. I know that she's physically really strong. She's aggressive and she has good wrestling, good ground game. So I'm excited to fight a girl that is on a winning streak, and I want to prove myself against a really good opponent. So I'm excited for this matchup. I think it's a really good matchup. She's really similar to the previous opponent I faced. So one fight I won, one fight I lost. So now I'm ready to see what's going to happen in this fight. And hopefully there's not going to be big surprises. I'm hopefully going to be ready for everything she's bringing to the table.
So where have you been working in Rome? You said that you mentioned a kickboxing place, and then your strength and conditioning.
So,
where are the locations?
So I had to put together my team for this fight. So the person I trust the most is my strength and conditioning coach. He's called Luca Vidot, and he's training me in his new center that's called Aspera Training Center in the city center of Rome. And for kickboxing, I've asked the help of Raini Clan, which is the best kickboxing team in Rome. And they're training the world champion Gloria Peritore, which is my kickboxing training partner. And she's an amazing human being. And hopefully I want to see her transition to MMA so we can be on the same card. And Manuel and Milo Raini are helping me a lot in improving my kickboxing game. For grappling, I'm training at Flow Jiu-Jitsu. Under the guidance of Andrea Verdemare, which is an amazing black belt roosterweight, and his girlfriend Serena Gabrielli is a black belt world champion, and she's an amazing grappler. So they're both helping me a lot in improving my ground game. And as a supervisor, I picked my old teammates. Like, we were in the same team. Same MMA team, and we've been in a national MMA team together when I won Worlds. He's called Andrea El Puerto Ricano Chiappi, and he's been my basically MMA head coach. He has amateur team in the countryside close to Rome, so I'm going to train with him 3 times a week, and he's doing like the MMA supervisor. Like, he's putting everything together, holding mitts for me, and connecting the kickboxing, wrestling, and grappling work I'm doing, and turning it into an MMA an MMA drill.
It sounds great. Like, you've put together something so quickly, and get
Yeah.
ready for this fight. You know, and sometimes I
I've
think
been
that's what
really
is
lucky
best
that
for
a
a
lot of
fighter, right?
yeah, I've been really lucky that a lot of people showed up and they were like, okay, we know you're in trouble. We know that something really bad happened to you and you didn't deserve that. So what can we do to help you? And same thing happened with my previous teammates. Like they were like, okay, we're not training in the same location, but we are a team. So if you need our help for paperwork or for pads or for wrestling drills, we're here for you. So basically, I'm not under the same name, but my team is formed by all the people I've always trained with.
I saw that this fight is 25 minutes. Am I right? 5 rounds.
Yes. Five
All right.
rounds, 5 minutes. Yes. Half an hour of face punching.
So did you change anything to prepare for these 25 minutes? What are some of the
I've
changes
just
you've
trained
made?
harder and longer.
Uh,
Like
mhm.
in Manuele Raini is pushing my cardio way harder than usual. So we're doing like shorter recovery between sessions, and with my strength and conditioning coach Luca, we are doing like conditioning sessions that are way longer and way tougher. So my cardio has always been really great in every fight, and every time I fight, my last round is always better than my first round. So I really think that on a 5 round fight, I can definitely shine.
What type of fight do you visualize then? When you lay down, you know, and you close your eyes, you're thinking, what type of fight are you going to have this time around?
I envision blood. I envision a lot of blood. I hope to cut a Robin with a big elbow in the first round, and then there's gonna be blood all over the cage. That's what I dream. A bloody dog fight for 5 rounds, hopefully less.
All right, well, you know, you got a long year ahead of you. You got a big title fight coming up. Of course, you're focused on that. But when you look at this year, like, where do you want to be at the end of the year when when you think out your goals of the year?
So before a fight, I don't ever want to think about the future because I feel like my life ends up that night. I want to live for that moment. So of course, I dream about defending the belt, going to UFC, or fighting somewhere like in Thailand or something. First things first, I want my belt. I want to come back home with my belt. Then I want to head back to Jackson Wink with my belt. And then after that, we'll figure what's going to be next. If I have to defend my belt, if I have to do Contender Series again, or if I get called for another promotion. But, Fran has been treating me really well. I really like AFL. So, if my career proceeds with AFL, I'm happy with that.
All right. Well, March 14th, AFL 23,
Right.
Barcelona, Spain, vacant strawweight title. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you
and
so much for having me. Thank you.
Good luck on the fight. Good luck on everything that you're doing outside the cage also, and hopefully we speak many more times in the future.
Okay, thank you so much. Looking forward to that.